Welcome back to Mental Health School. Today we're talking about something that creates a surprising amount of anxiety for otherwise capable, thoughtful people: setting boundaries. If you've ever felt guilty saying no, anxious about disappointing someone, responsible for other people's emotions, hello, old me, or like setting a boundary makes you a bad or selfish person, this episode is for you. Let's get this out of the way. People-pleasing is not weakness. Boundarylessness is not a character flaw. They are adaptations. They formed for a reason. And once you understand that reason, the fear around boundaries just starts to soften naturally. Today, we'll explore how people-pleasing forms in childhood, why boundaries feel threatening to the nervous system, and how to begin shifting from attachment-based survival to authentic self-expression. Then I'll guide you through affirmations designed to gently unwind people-pleasing paradigms without forcing you to become cold or harsh or disconnected. So let's start by understanding a core psychology principle called attachment versus authenticity. For a child, attachment is survival. Attachment to mom, attachment to dad, siblings, grandma, grandpa, teachers, counselors, trusted adults. A child cannot leave on their own and survive. A child cannot self-regulate alone. They need to see that and feel that modeled in their environment. A child depends on connection biologically for safety. When an environment is unpredictable, emotionally volatile, unsafe, the child adapts. Some children become really quiet, and others become hyper aware. I myself became very, very, very nice. Why? Because niceness preserves connection. From an attachment perspective, something Dr. Gabor Mate speaks to often, a child will always choose attachment over authenticity. Being liked feels safer than being real. Later in life, this adaptation shows up as people-pleasing, difficulty setting boundaries, anxiety around disappointing others, and a deep fear of being rejected for having needs, just simple human needs. From an internal systems perspective, central to Richard Schwartz's IFS work, people-pleasing is often a part of us that learned its job was to keep the system safe by maintaining harmony. This part isn't trying to ruin your life, it's trying to protect you from perceived relational danger. That's why boundaries feel scary, not because they're wrong, but because historically they felt unsafe. The goal is not to eliminate the people pleaser. The goal is to calm the people pleaser and help it realize that you are no longer a child who depends on approval to survive. Let's begin our affirmations surrounding releasing people pleasing. Gently close your eyes if it feels safe, or even just soften your gaze. Take a slow breath in and a long breath out. Let your shoulders drop. Feel your body melt into the surface beneath you. Bring to the screen of your mind a recent moment where you wanted to say no, but felt the urge to explain, soften, overgive, or comply. Notice what that urge feels like in your body. Now silently repeat, "This pattern once kept me connected and protected me." Take a deep breath. Repeat, "I honor the part of me that learned to be nice to stay safe." Now gently begin these affirmations. Let them be invitations, not forceful commands. I am allowed to have needs. Connection with loved ones does not require self-abandonment. Drawing boundaries does not make me mean. I am no longer responsible for the emotions of others. I can be kind and honest at the same time. Notice any discomfort. That discomfort is simply the nervous system learning something new. Let's continue. I no longer need to earn belonging. I no longer perform to fit in, but I'm just me and I belong. I am safe to be my authentic self now. I can tolerate someone else's disappointment. I trust myself to stay grounded when I say no. Now imagine yourself in a future situation where you normally would people please. See yourself on the screen of your mind, pausing, checking in with your body, and responding simply and calmly. No defense mechanisms, no over-explaining, Just you being clear. Repeat silently, I choose authenticity with compassion. And close that out with one more slow breath in and peaceful, cleansing exhale. Today, together, we learned that people-pleasing is an adaptation, not a flaw. Boundarylessness formed in a service of attachment. Your nervous system learned that authenticity was dangerous and risky. And boundaries feel scary because at one time they were. But you have outgrown that environment. You don't need to abandon yourself to stay connected. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. Each time you set a boundary with awareness and compassion, you are teaching your nervous system something new. I can be myself and still belong. Practice these affirmations this week, especially before or after setting a boundary. That's how safety is rebuilt. And that's how the people-pleasing part of you loosens its grip. Comment, I can be myself and still belong, if this episode felt right for you today. And I'll see you in the next class at Mental Health School.